Welcome back to The Young Voter. Today we're going to discuss a political ad supporting Proposition 62 in Colorado. Now, what is Proposition 62? Prop 62 would ban all abortions in the state of Colorado, regardless of whether the pregnancy were a result of incest or rape, and also even if the life of the mother were at risk. Furthermore, Prop 62 bans all forms of birth control except for, quote, barrier methods. So there goes the pill and a lot of other things. Now, that's okay. That's run-of-the-mill conservative policy. I mean, extremely conservative. I don't think a lot of members of the Republican Party in Congress would approve of this proposition at the moment. I don't think most voters approve of this proposition. But a similar proposition was brought before the voters in Colorado a few years ago, and it lost 75 to 25. Only 25% of people were in support of it. Gee, I wonder why. But the organizers of this proposition apparently don't get it. So they came out with this 2-minute political ad, which is the craziest thing I have ever seen. This is perhaps the most ridiculous political ad ever made. It is disgusting. Now, it starts out by saying that abortion, of course, is the most horrible thing on the planet, worse than murder, homicide, etc., and that America started to decay because it's legal in the United States. So the commercial makes the point that from when Colorado legalized abortion in 1967, the first state to do so, the country has been going downhill. And it specifically states that current abortion laws and the legality of abortion in the United States is a conspiracy between the quote-unquote abortion industry, which makes billions of dollars, according to their statements, the Supreme Court, and Obama, to kill as many babies as possible. That's the gist of the ad. And you can check out the ad by yourself and determine what it says. You'll find a link to it in the description of this video. But, so apparently, what it says is it says these judges, the judges that apparently ruled in Roe v. Wade, were legislating from the bench, corrupt ideas, that they hated American liberty and freedom. That's curious. Isn't the whole argument for abortion to say that you have the liberty to do whatever you want? But no, you can't have an abortion. Well, how is that liberty? Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, there's so many contradictions in this ad, it's not even funny. I mean, it's ridiculous. But perhaps the most offensive and disgusting part of the ad, it has dramatic music and everything. Of course, the apocalypse is implied. But it says, at one point, then the angel of death came and brought hell with them and funded abortion internationally. And who is this angel of death? Of course! It's Obama! Obama is the angel of death, who, according to this ad, has secured $457 million to support abortion internationally as kickbacks for campaign contributions from the abortion industry. This is the biggest bunch of crap I have ever heard. This is ridiculous. I mean, that anybody could believe this is unfathomable to me. It's ridiculous. Obama's the angel of death. Obama made a plot with the Supreme Court and campaign contributors to fund abortion internationally and to take over healthcare, which they dub as Obamacare, and include public money for abortion and kill as many babies as possible and bring America to its knees. That's the plot, right? Come on. This is this is so corny, so awful. I mean, it would be hilarious if it weren't so serious. The accusations they're making, this is ridiculous. Comparing the President of the United States to the angel of death and saying that he wants to kill as many babies as possible. This is ridiculous, and I really can't go through a proper analysis of this because it's so ridiculous. I mean, okay, these people are extremists. I don't know how they found even 25% of Coloradans to vote for this bill. The last time it came around now, I mean, I hope fewer people vote for it. Because these people are nuts. I mean, and we realize it. I mean, people that think the president is the angel of death, okay, you can disagree with Obama. Okay, you can disagree with his support for choice, etc., and his liberal agenda. But you can't call him the angel of death. I mean, that just makes you lose credibility automatically. These people lose credibility immediately by playing the name game. The angel of death? Seriously? How old are you? I mean, how old are these people? This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the scary part is that people believe it. I mean, Ken Buck, who is running for Senate in Colorado, supports this amendment. He supports banning birth control. He supports banning the pill. He supports banning all types of abortion. How is Ken Buck even tied with Michael Bennet in the polls? This is ridiculous. I mean, talk about destruction of liberty and civil liberties and freedom and traditional American values. I mean, what about choosing what a woman does with her own body? I mean, I'm not saying that I'm pro-choice or anti-abortion or whatever. I see a contradiction here. You're saying that supporting abortion is destroying American freedoms and liberty, and it's crushing liberty, and so is the healthcare plan because it's funding abortion. But the whole point is you're telling people they can't have abortions and they can't have birth control. That's an item of liberty too. I mean, the contradictions these people make up and live through is absurd. It's absurd. I mean, how can anyone support this? Not to mention the violence these sort of ads encourage. I mean, Obama's the angel of death. So what are people supposed to do? Of course, the implied message is, well, you better stop the angel of death before he comes for your baby. I mean, give me a break. This is ridiculous. It just takes one or two people to be crazy. I mean, there are people that killed abortion providers. There are people that killed cops because of abortion, that were protecting an abortion clinic. There are people that have been arrested for attempting to assassinate Obama, etc. These people are nuts. And the fact that they get support, I mean, 25% of Coloradans voted for such an extreme measure is ridiculous. You're supporting this madness. It's absolute madness. Now, as a voter, you have a choice, especially if you're in Colorado, but around the country. If you see candidates that support these ideas, and they're that extreme, don't support them. I mean, if they think Obama's the angel of death, that is ridiculous. I mean, they lose all credibility in my book at that point. I mean, you could disagree on his policies, but calling someone the angel of death, and to say that he brought hell with him to kill all the babies, that is ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. There are plenty of these crazy people out there running for Congress. Ken Buck is an example. Roy Blunt is an example in Missouri, who had his campaign collect voter registration and voter information from David Duke. He got rolls of people's information from David Duke. Who is David Duke? Oh yes, he was the former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, who ran on a white supremacist platform in the state of Louisiana many times. These people are nuts. They are crazy. I don't see how anyone can seriously believe that Obama made a plot with the abortion industry and the Supreme Court to legalize abortion and to spread it internationally, to kill as many babies as possible. This is absurd, and I hope everyone watching this can watch this video and see how crazy people have become. And people believe this. People watch this and they're like, I wonder if Obama's the angel of death. Of course he's not the angel of death! Are you out of your mind? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And these other Tea Party-backed candidates, we're getting voter rolls from KKK members, okay? And we're supporting the banning of all abortion and birth control. Talk about infringement of civil liberties and civil rights and freedoms, basic traditional American values. No, not traditional American values of slavery and discrimination. Those ended about 140 years ago. We decided that they were not part of traditional American values anymore. If you want to go back to those, that's your business. But those are no longer considered valid traditional American values. This is ridiculous, okay? And I'm going to stop talking about this because this is just getting out of hand. Just watch the video yourself, make a decision. If you're a voter, please vote down Prop 62 and look into the candidate you're voting for before you vote for him and then realize that he's palling around with KKK members. Okay? Please do that. Alright. Thank you again for watching me, young voter.